Okay, ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you all to another episode of Fish on TV. My name is Nigel, and today I'll be sharing some interesting tips and tricks as well to how to assemble your travel rod. Things like a classic reel seat, how do you mount your reel, how do you remove it, things like that. I'll share with you today. Now I would like to talk about a classic reel seat like this. Years ago when I was young, a lot of reel seats were just metal like that. But currently these kind of reel seats, even though they are made of lightweight aluminium, inside here there is actually a plastic sleeve that is glued to the aluminium ring. So what that does is actually protect your reel foot when you mount it inside here. So I would like to show you how you can mount your reel with a classic reel seat like this. Basically from the top part, if it's a bait caster, then it's the other way around. So what you actually do is you mount it onto the top, you wind this all the way down to the bottom. Okay, you mount this to the top and you push the bottom part until it fits snugly onto your reel foot. Don't push it too hard. So there are two rings. The first ring is to tighten it. So what you want to do is to tighten it, and then the second ring is a locking ring. So what that does is to lock onto the first ring to stop it from loosening. Don't over tighten it because it's lightweight aluminium. You don't want the thread to go out of sync, and just like that, it's already considered locked already. Now I'll explain to you, after fishing, how to remove this sort of reel seat again. So the first thing you want to do is same thing, you reverse the direction. The second locking nut, just loosen that all the way down, and then you support your reel, and then the first nut that's used for tightening the reel to the reel foot, you loosen that, and then you push this down. But sometimes while you're fishing throughout the whole day, you've been doing a lot of casting like that, the reel foot tends to get wedged up in the top part here. So sometimes it can be quite tight. It'd be hard to remove this. It feels like it's jammed. Not to worry. You need to support your reel foot. You need to support your reel foot here, and you need to hold the bottom part of the holder, and then you just slowly lightly tap and push it down. Okay, not too hard. Okay, and you support your reel foot because you don't want to damage your reel foot. Okay, once that has come to the bottom, same thing, just remove your reel from it and it will be good. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to assemble your multi-piece rod. Okay, it doesn't matter whether you start from the bottom or the top, it's okay, whichever you're comfortable. What you then do is take the two sections, sort of align the guides about 45 degrees from each other. Okay, make sure you don't hold the guides, because if you hold the guides to twist, you can actually damage the guides or the binding on it. So it's about 45 degrees of each other. You gently push it in, then you twist it until they align. But while you're twisting, at the same time, push tight. Make sure they come tight. Now the rod is mounted, all the guides are in line, it's straight. Okay, that's fine. After fishing, you want to remove it. Same thing, just hold it, make sure you don't hold the guides, and twist it and pull out. Same thing for all the other sections, just twist it and pull it out. Can be a bit tight, but just do that, twist it and pull it out. If for some reason that it has been mounted very, very tight, okay, and it's really hard to remove, there are a few ways you can actually, there are a few things that you can actually use to help you remove it. These are non-slip cloth. You can find them in a lot of shops. what I do is just use that, hold on to the blank. This actually gives you better grip. You can use that and twist. That will help you have better grip. I mean, you can have a friend help you as well. He can hold one side. You both twist in the opposite direction. So if he twists that way, you twist this way. You twist it and pull it apart. But remember not to hold on to the guides while doing that. Okay, the other one, same, which a lot of you all probably know, is using rod wraps. But make sure that the rod wraps that you use actually have this sort of like a neoprene or non-slip type material. So you just take that, you wrap it around the blank. Same for the other side. Okay, so imagine this was stuck together again. Same thing. You wrap it, it's non-slip, it helps you to have a better bite, a better hold on it, and you twist and pull it apart. Okay? Okay, this is a heavy duty rod, it's rated PE6. So obviously when you tighten it, you make sure you want to tighten it very, tight, and make sure it's firm. Throughout the day when you're fishing also, you have to check your joints again. But sometimes at the end of the day, for a heavy duty rod like this while fishing, you actually have the problem of it being really tight. And if you try and use the grips and all, it still can't come apart. I can show you a method that is where you actually use your legs to pull it apart. Okay, with heavy duty rods, sometimes even though you use the rod wrap, two-person help you try to pull it apart, it still cannot come apart. What you actually do is make sure you hold them firmly and properly, and we're going to use our legs to actually take them apart. Make sure you don't hold the guides. Just a reminder again. So what you actually do is you hold it firmly, you put it behind your knees, you hold it firmly, you bend your knees, and you use your knees to push these two arms, push it apart like that. Okay, this really works. Okay, I would like to share with you a tip that actually helps the joint stay together much better. What I actually use is just a simple candle wax. Take the joints, okay, that it's going to be mounted into the other section. Just lightly rub it with wax, okay. Just go around. As you have seen mine, it has been rubbing on a lot of rods already. Same thing, just on the joints. Just rub that a bit. What actually this helps to do is help to hold it together. So when you mount it, you can feel there's a little bit of stickiness, but it's not sticky like glue. And that actually helps the joints stay together much better throughout the day. I would like to talk about maintenance on cork grips. Multi-piece rod, single-piece rod, it doesn't matter, they're all the same. Just how do you look after your cork grips? Here's one of the tips. I like to use soap, detergent or whatsoever. It's not so good for removing, sweat and oil that we get on our hands. So soap, a nail brush like this, make sure it's soft, not really hard, because if you use a hard brush, it will get into all the natural holes on the cork, and it will start removing pieces of cork. So what you do is put some water, put it on the soap, and then slowly brush it. Don't brush it too hard. Just brush it until you can see all the black marks are coming out. Slowly do that, and then after that, just rinse it off, leave it outside to dry. You'll be surprised, after it dries up, it will actually look very clean and new again. The other thing that I really like to use is called methylated spirit. You can buy this in a pharmacy. Some of the supermarkets carry it. It's not strong. It's not a strong solvent like thinner and stuff like that. That's too strong for your fishing rod. It can actually damage the clear coat that's on the rod and remove paint and things like that. I use just cleaning pads like that. I took it from my wife, which women use to clean their faces. This is nice and soft. what I actually do. I will demonstrate to you how effective actually it works. So if you have an area like that that's dirty, just soak it, make sure it's wet, and just gently rub it over that dark area. And you look at that, all that stain from your hands, the oil, the sweat is all starting to come out from there. You know, from here you can start to see it's almost like it's new again. So methylated spirit, if you can buy some, it's really, really useful for making your cork grips look like brand new again. The other thing is EVA, which a lot of rods come with now. EVA, you know, it's black, you can't really see the marks and all. Sometimes you fish, there's fish slime, so it, you know, it starts to look white and things like that. Same thing, just, you know, get some soap or whatever, or detergent, that's okay. And just wash it and keep it clean. So for both types of grips, after you wash it and you clean it, what you actually want to do is leave it outside to dry. Make sure it's fully dry before you put it back into your rod bag again. Because if you leave it, it's wet, especially cork doesn't like that. You know, if it's soaking inside there, it might slowly rot. For EVA, you can actually get mold growing on top of it, and which is not very good. All right. Okay, I hope you all enjoyed the tips and that little sharing sections about travel rods. I hope it really helps you. So when you go out and get a travel rod, you know, you can make use of these tips, and hopefully you'll really enjoy using travel rods to go fishing as well. So hope to see you all soon on another episode of Fish on TV.